Probably, guess we should probably wait till 5 to actually start. There. Okay. Hmm. Oh, that's why. It was on. So I'll just mute this. We'll kick in at 4 or 5 o'clock, just in case somebody is planning on. Hmm. Oh, there. It's caught up. It's weird. It's a little delayed. So okay, we're good. You want to call the meeting to order now? Sure. Call the meeting to order. Land acknowledgements. You want to read that? Sure, I can read that. Fair. So I acknowledge with respect that we are in Robinson Huron Treaty Territory. The land on which we are gathered is the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and known as Wawating. Wawating is the home of Garden River First Nation, Batchewana First Nation, and the historic Sault Ste. Marie Métis Council. Thank you, Steve. Moving on to the adoption of the minutes, has everybody had a chance to look at them? Well, actually, you know what, there's actually, I did notice an error in them, even on the one, but. And I don't know. In number 9, the adjournment, I put the motion was actually wrong. We didn't move in the closed session. It was just adjourned, and I think I copied and pasted that from different meetings, and I apologize. So with that change, we need to make a motion to approve the minutes as amended. Okay. Oh. Okay. Sorry, who was the move? I'm just gonna record. So. Okay. Paul. Jennifer. Okay. Okay.
declaration of pecuniary interest, does anybody have anything to declare?
So the idea would be if you are, so we have a list of nominees, there's some possible nominees that could be brought back in, some suggestions as well, so if you have. Say a pecuniary interest in one of those, it would be good to declare that. So that would be if you work for one of these places, or if, say, you have a family member, close family member that works, you have some kind of financial interest in one of these, it'd be good to declare, and then when it's discussed. Leave and we'll come get you after that. All good? Okay, if something comes up, let's say somebody has a nomination they want to put in. Kind of during the meeting, just if you have a pecuniary, just when that comes up, just say it and we'll make a note of it.
Moving on to the adoption of the agenda, can I get a mover for adoption of the agenda? Anybody? Move, Jennifer. Second.
Sure.
Criteria.
Sure. So it's kind of open, right? You guys can decide how you want to evaluate these things. So I just printed out, just kind of as an example, this is a list of what we have on the nomination in the agenda, as well as those kind of extra ones. So last year, what they did was they kind of talked about these and made more or less a short list, I think, right, Mark? We kind of crossed off some off top, which in closed session. And then on that short list, what they did was kind of take it away and think about it, maybe visit some of those sites and whatnot. Not saying you have to do that. And then they kind of came up with a rank, say, my first choice is number one. And my second choice is this one. And you guys put them all together and found that the lists were really similar.
We did, yeah.
I think there was a clear cut winner last year, which was the train station. So that worked out pretty well. That was one way to do it. Another way to do it, have like can come up with an evaluation matrix if you want, if there's something you want to see. We do have kind of the criteria for the award, which are. We have those 5 things. I should have known those by now. They're in here somewhere. So kind of the criteria for the award, it's got to hit one of those 5 things. I have it in here. What you may think, and maybe the winner should hit more of them, or you want to come up with an evaluation criteria, that's up to you. I have been a part of this committee a few times. Nobody's ever really been super interested in that, but it is something to do. So it's up to you guys. Whatever, you don't have to decide now. You can decide that maybe close if you want to do that, but
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
so. Yeah, so this would be, you could use this, you don't have to use it, but you could use this to just say which one you want to shortlist. Or just, yeah. For sure. Is there any? Actually, well, do that means.
Yeah.
So it's just an idea. You guys can kind of discuss it amongst yourselves. See how you want to do it. Once you start talking about things, you might see that there's only a few you won't even consider anyway. Next thing's the year, but we'll wait on
Yeah,
that.
we'll do that in close.
Yeah, we can just go through the nominations, I
Yeah,
guess.
okay.
So the agenda package has a list of nominations, so. Unfortunately, there were no public nominations this year. There was a call put out. I don't know, it was the end of March, I think, and the city's communications department was putting that out, kind of reminders through Facebook and. The city's website and whatnot. It was grouped with the other city awards that are being considered as well, so unfortunately, we didn't receive any, but that's okay, you guys can nominate things, that's fine. And there are nominations kind of rolling over from previous years. Usually we take off, like we, on this list, there's some from 2022. Typically, if there's a lot of nominations, you kind of just push those ones aside, which they can be brought back on, but it just kind of left them on. just because there's a lack of public nominations this year. So the ones that rolled over, can list them out. If you want me to kind of talk a little bit about any of them, if you're unfamiliar with them, I can do that. So there's the shops on Trans Canada, which is the former Wellington Square Mall redevelopment there. St. Anne's School, that's a residential conversion, taking an old school and turning it in, like actually using that building, adaptive reuse of it and turning it into a townhouse complex. Algoma Vaccination Support Council, so that one was, those first two were nominated by the Community Development Award Committee, kind of previous in 2022. They were brought to the table. And then C, Algoma Vaccination Support Council, that's a public nomination. That was one that came in, so I included those in the package, kind of the information on those ones. But yeah, if you want to talk about any of them, of what they are, we can do that, but there is Vaccination Support Council, Startup Sault Ste. Marie, which helps entrepreneurs in the city. The Art Hub at Spring Street, which is kind of an artist collective space. The Windsor Place Retirement Residence, so that's the former Windsor Hotel, which has been converted into a retirement residence. And
I guess back into a retirement residence.
yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was for a while. Then I can't remember what happened to it. Did it turn into a student?
Yeah.
It did. Yeah. Student thing. Yeah.
Kind of half of it then.
Yeah. And then they reconverted it, kind of fixed up the facade of that building. Alex Muir School, which is another residential conversion of a school on Kohler Street. Two-story school turned into, I think, 60 or so apartments. And the Queenstown Center, which is an office building downtown that had a big facade change, improvements, and constructed a new lobby in the back. And then there's a couple more public nominated awards, which was Vic Friendland, the Lock City Dairies. There's kind of more to that one. If you read through it, there's more kind of like personal information, I guess. And then another more person-focused award was Nicole Diamond for her efforts, mutual aid hub, drive five, piecing it together shows kind of a bunch of events and things that she puts on. So those are the kind of the rollover nominations. There were some that were taken off the list last year that you can bring them back in if you like, if there's anything you kind of see on there. They're kind of not really on the list, but if you want them to be on the list, they can be. So if there's any in there you want to talk about, let me know. And then there's some that just kind of thinking about developments that have happened recently in the city. These are some ideas that the planning department is just kind of something we could bring to the table. They're not official nominations, but somebody here can say, I want to nominate this. So the Legion Apartments, that's the big tower that was built on Great Northern Road. There's a kind of a Legion there, and there was a bit of a museum. Well, not a bit, there's a museum there. And that was an effort from the Legion and other groups. They put a big apartment building there with their Legion kind of on the main floor, commercial on the main floor as well. There's a restaurant in there, so it's kind of a mixed use building. 110 Pim is an apartment building. It's behind the Algonquin. It's under construction right now. But that was kind of a vacant site for a really long time. I'm not sure how long. There's a building down there, yeah. So it's kind of it fits in quite nicely in that neighborhood. They kind of made it look like the neighborhood. It's pretty cool. Cafe for Good. That's a cafe downtown. They fixed up a really, I don't want to say a derelict building, but a kind of tired commercial space. They made a nice cafe there, and there's a social element on that one as well. The Sioux Market, which is the farmers market or the market beside the plaza. And then the Northway Wellness Center, which is former Sioux Star building. It's I want to say rehab. What's the right word? Recovery. That's it. Yeah. So those are some ideas. If you want to consider those, you can. I probably don't want to say you just want to cut it right now. I think do that in closed. But just some ideas.
We have to move that close.
We will, yeah, right at the end. So is there any other ones? Anybody think of anything else that they want to throw out
A
there?
couple that I was thinking of made it onto the suggestion.
Oh, okay, cool.
Same here.
Well, that's good then.
Yeah.
We're on the same track. Anything, no, good. So we can kind of just keep it at that, and if something else does come up, we can. We can talk about it for sure.
So I'm thinking could move to close now to do some discussion.
We could, why don't we
Or do we
do,
need to?
we might need a next meeting, so why don't we just.
Okay.
Why don't we just set one? Or at least. I could put out a doodle poll again. I think we'd want to probably nail this down before, like the beginning of June would be good. Like I was saying, we have to get that plaque made.
Do we normally make our decision in one sitting like this? Are we gonna walk out of here today with,
It depends.
yes, is that right? Yeah.
We
okay.
could, but we don't have to.
You don't have
I'm
to.
just wondering what normally happens. Is it-
Normal, yeah, normally. So I was on the committee for a few years and then I ended up getting a job here and they put me as the staff person for this. So I've been around for a bit. No, I don't think any ones I went to, we decided in the first go.
Okay.
I'm not deciding this time, so you guys are deciding, but. As I recall, it's typically kind of short list and then. Some people wanted to go see these places, like, I'm not
Okay.
familiar with
That's
them.
good. That's a good process.
And then. Yeah, just to kind of make the call. There's a pretty long list here. You'll probably cut a bunch of these, but. It might be good to just kind of think about it and take away. Unless there's who knows, could be a clear cut one. Okay, everybody's on the same page. That's possible too. So why don't we set a week to meet and I'll put out the Google poll and everybody kind of figure out the best day. So if we met. This week is now. So it's the first week of May, I think it's May 1st. Not next week, but the week after, the 12th to the 16th. I'm good, like whenever, if you guys are good during that time, I'll have to get an agenda, I'll have to get an agenda kind of quick. But it's like, it'll be the same thing, it'll be all enclosed.
Yeah, 5 o'clock meeting.
Yeah, unless is that good, 5, like 4:30?
I'm flexible.
You're coming from
5,
Thrive,
yeah.
right? It's 5, okay,
5.
we'll do 5.
Better.
So I can either put it out. In a doodle poll. May 12th is actually a council meeting, so we can't do it that day.
May 14th is the only day that I'm unavailable.
Unavailable or? So like either the 13th or the 15th.
I'm good either day.
Any preference?
My bunk schedule.
Yeah, okay, so I'll do a doodle poll, we'll put those 2 days for sure.
Yeah.
13th and 15th. And then you guys kind of just let me know. And if not, those don't work for some reason, we can move it to the following week, that's fine. Do you think that's enough time to kind of figure, yeah, good. Yeah, that sounds good. So we can adjourn this and okay. I guess I don't really, actually don't know, there's 2 things there. We can move to closed session. Okay. I'll have to actually read that out. Maybe we should,
Yeah. Okay, so resolve that this committee move into closed session to debate the merits of the nominations against each other. Further be it resolved that should the said closed session be adjourned, the committee may reconvene in closed session to discuss the same matters without the need for further authorizing resolution. Okay, get a mover to move into. All right.
I'm gonna close and stop this.